In the bustling city of Enugu, where wealth moved like perfume and lies dressed in silk, lived a girl who many whispered about but few truly knew. Her name was Amarachi, though everyone called her Amma Baby, the city slayer, the body like temptation, and the tongue as sharp as a razor. From her heels to her hair, everything about Amma screamed luxury. Her clothes were designer, her phones the latest models, her nails freshly done every week. She didn't work an office job, didn't sell anything online, and didn't own a shop, yet she moved like someone who had dinner with dollars. Amma's philosophy was clear, repeated often like gospel to her two best friends, Kamsi and Vanessa. I was not made for broke boys. I don't date small boys. I'm meant for the rich. Rich older men. That's the level I operate on. It started as a joke when they were still in the university, but Amma meant it. While Kamsi dated her course mate and Vanessa was in a relationship with a struggling tech bro, Amma was already being picked up in a black G-Wagon by a 54-year-old importer who called her Baby of Peace. Amma's weekends were always loud, champagne brunches, exclusive lounges, and silk dresses that cost more than her mother's entire monthly income. That evening, the sky above Lagos glowed orange as the sun dipped behind city towers. Amma strutted into the rooftop lounge where Kamsi and Vanessa were waiting, her bright red dress hugging her figure just right. She flung her braids back and dropped her Balenciaga bag on the table. Sorry I'm late, I had lunch with someone important, she said, sipping her mojito. Who again? Vanessa asked. Amma smirked. Someone who doesn't do transfers in thousands. She leaned back, checking her reflection in her phone. Life is good, my darlings. This is the only way to live. To her, older rich men meant safety. They didn't beg for love. They knew what they wanted and they paid for it. She believed that younger men came with stress, insults, and expectations. But rich older men came with peace, power, and gifts. On one of those nights, after dinner at a high-rise hotel with a retired oil magnate who promised her land in Abuja, Amma tossed her heels on the marble floor, poured herself wine, and laughed softly. Small boys can never understand this kind of peace. Amma prided herself on being smarter than the average girl. She didn't give her body for free, and she didn't fall for small talk. She had a brand to protect, her own, curated fantasy life. It was during a graduation party hosted by Kamsi's family that the foundation of her life began to shift. Kamsi's father had recently returned from abroad after nearly a decade, and the celebration was more like a high-class village feast. Kamsi's family was wealthy, but her father, Chief Obiajalu, had always remained a mystery. Amma had never met him. He was always working in the U.S., sending money while Kamsi's mother handled things at home. That day, when Chief Obiajalu stepped out of the black Prado wearing his cream kaftan and golden wristwatch, Amma's eyes locked on him like a lioness. He was not just rich. He was clean. Neatly groomed. Charismatic. His voice deep. His laughter calm. A man who didn't chase attention, yet commanded a room with silence. He barely glanced at Amma. She hated that. Later that night, while everyone danced under fairy lights and the DJ hyped the crowd, Amma slipped away from her group and walked to the back veranda where Chief Obiajalu was making a call. She smiled. He nodded politely. From that moment, something shifted. It started with a short conversation. Then a few more encounters. A birthday message. A gift in an envelope. Then more gifts. Then a trip to Abuja, just to help him decorate his apartment. Amma didn't even try to resist. He was everything she wanted, rich, powerful, older, discreet. And most importantly, he treated her like a queen. She lied to Kamsi, of course. Said she had a new sponsor from Port Harcourt. Said she was working on a skincare line. Kamsi never suspected. Amma and Chief Obiajalu had perfected their code: never calls during the day, secret hotel meetups, gifts routed through third parties. They had rules until the day everything broke. Amma missed her period. At first, she dismissed it as stress. But the second month came and went. The test confirmed what she feared, she was pregnant. For her best friend's father. She panicked. Told him. Chief Obiagelu went silent. For the first time, he wasn't calm. He looked at her like she'd just poured kerosene on his life. He didn't deny the child. But he begged her to stay silent. I will take care of you. But nobody must know. Alma was torn. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't part of her rich girl clean break philosophy. She wasn't ready to be a mother. And certainly not ready to lose her best friend. For weeks, she disappeared from her usual circles. Kamsi grew worried. Vanessa asked too many questions. But Alma said nothing. Until the day Kamsi's mother confronted her. Someone had seen Alma and Chief entering a private lodge together 2 months earlier. Rumors were flying. Kamsi's mother was furious. She called Alma a serpent, a destroyer, a shameless betrayer. The news spread like wildfire. Kamsi confronted her the next day. At first, Alma tried to deny it. But when Kamsi screamed, "Are you sleeping with my father, Alma?" the silence gave her away. A slap followed. A friendship ended. And Alma stood in the middle of the road, tears streaming down her face, her designer bag hanging off her shoulder, her illusion of control shattered like glass. But the worst was yet to come. Chief Obiagelu, under pressure from his family, disowned the pregnancy. He paid Alma to keep silent. Blocked her. Swore she was lying. Called her a manipulator who tried to ruin his home. Alma was blacklisted in circles she once ruled. Her sponsors vanished. Everyone assumed the worst of her. With nowhere to go, and a child growing in her belly, she returned to Umuahia, to the mother who once begged her to live a decent life. The woman who sold vegetables by the roadside welcomed her back, no questions, just tears and embrace. Alma spent her pregnancy in shame and silence. She didn't post online. She didn't wear lashes or wigs. She lived in wrappers and slippers. People in the village whispered, but her mother defended her with fire. She gave birth to a girl. Years passed. Alma didn't go back to the city. She started a small thrift clothing shop. Slowly, she built a quiet life. Her daughter grew into a beautiful child, unaware of the scandal that brought her into the world. Alma's mother had been coughing for weeks, but stubbornness was her second skin. It's just catarrh, she always said, brushing off every plea to rest. But one night the cough didn't stop. Her body trembled violently, and Alma rushed her to the small village clinic. 3 days later she passed away. The silence in the compound was too thick to breathe. Alma's daughter sat in the corner, not understanding death, only sensing sadness. Alma moved like a ghost, attending to sympathizers, answering the same questions over and over. It wasn't until 2 weeks after the burial that Alma found herself cleaning her mother's old wooden chest, the one that always sat untouched in the corner of their room. As she removed folded wrappers, old photographs, and rusted earrings, she found a sealed envelope, yellowed with age, tucked beneath a faded wrapper. Taped to it was a small black and white photograph of Chief Obiagelu, younger, handsome, confident. Alma's hands went cold. She tore open the envelope with trembling fingers. The letter. My dear daughter Alma. If you are reading this, then I am no longer alive to tell you the truth with my own mouth. I've kept this secret for decades, thinking it would protect you. I was wrong. The man you know as Chief Obiagelu is your father. He left when I was 2 months pregnant with you. I was just 19. He denied you then, saying the child couldn't be his. He married another woman months later, Kamsi's mother. I kept the truth buried to protect you. To protect your pride. To protect your heart. But now I see, some secrets don't fade. They find a way back. I'm sorry, Alma. Forgive me. Mama. Alma stared at the letter. Her world twisted in her chest like a tightening noose. The man she had once loved, the man who fathered her child, was also the man who had fathered her. Amma fell to the floor, clutching the letter as her breaths came in short, broken sobs. Her daughter called out from the doorway, confused. She couldn't speak. Couldn't breathe. A storm of shame, horror, and betrayal choked her throat. This was not just heartbreak. It was the undoing of her identity. That night, Amma burned the letter and the photograph in a small clay pot behind the house. She didn't tell a soul. She had caused her shame on herself, and has to live the rest of her life in regrets. Thanks for watching.